After all of that confusion, I guess welcome to the first match of the SA tournament. We have Game versus Bar on Valley Fortress right now. Game is attacking and Bar is defending. Looking up the lineup very quickly, does look like Bar has a couple of winged Asars in the mix, about 5 of them. Valley Fortress is an interesting pick. Not very many people choose it. A hard defense at C is the usual. Bureau Pikes by themselves seem to be guarding the front gate. Very, guess people are afraid of sally outs, although I don't expect Bar to sally out. Surprisingly enough, Bar did set down some cannons, culverins in fact. Looks like they want to take down these siege towers, but I don't think they're going to be able to take the siege towers down in time. Siege tower did get a buff. You would need at least 2 culverins to be put down in order to destroy a siege tower in time. Unless these 2 muskets can delay the siege tower. I don't think it's happened. First death, I mean, first kill goes to game. I'm not sure who died just now or what happened. Another person falls. What is happening? Bar getting caught out here. 3 of them are dead now, actually. 2 people fell. We got the right and the middle siege tower up right now. Game not rushing so far. It would be surprising if Bar decides to do a hold here. At the same time, a hold at the wall could be very effective. Normally, since you know the number of directions, number of ways game is going to advance. Some early Pavis. Interesting to see Pavis in a tournament, mainly because Pavis are normally supercharged by double shot. Some berserkers being let loose. 2 of them dying. Very unfortunate. I don't think that very good exchange there. 2 berserkers is a quarter of the unit. That would be bloody awful. Hero is definitely doing a lot, trying to poke them out as much as they can. Does look like this left side siege tower is going down. These Metallosaurs are missing quite a bit. I didn't even think I don't think that Loyal Guard took a hit from the Metallosaurs at all. Definitely not doing very. Metallosaurs are not accurate in its entirety, but that large formation definitely should have hit once or twice. Game easily gets here at the A point. Not sure what Bar is going to decide to do, but they might fight them on the ground. Be a very interesting choice to see. Bar is deciding to hold them. Iron Pagoda's actually holding back, fighting against other Iron Pagodas. Berserker's in the back, but I don't think it's a half squad. Only 3 of them. Strangely enough, Berserkers do very well at just beating down on Iron Pagodas. Mainly because they'll blast right through the Counter-Strike stance. Issues with Iron Pagodas stacking. It's very unfortunate because Iron Pagoda is one of the few units that doesn't rely on hyper density as much as the other units do. Expedition Knights and Loyal Guards rely on hyper density quite a bit, but Iron Pagoda is one of the few units that don't. I mean, I think a lot of the Season 3 units were well designed. Here comes a push here from Game towards this supply point. Does look like there is another fight on the left-hand side towards B on the wall. Formation of Palace Guards and Fort Brascio. Palace Guards charging in fact, getting blasted to pieces. Going for that instant race here. Double Fort Brascio will move forward. Does look like the Fort Brascio will do work. And with supporting fire from Metallic from above, I don't think Game is going to... Whoa! Metallic close range, blasting to pieces that Fort Brascio. Here comes the Fort Brascio of Game's own Fort Brascio. Actually beating out 2 Fort Brascios for 1. Nicely done. I do believe the exchange is going well for Game, but I do believe, yeah, looks like that Pav East didn't do very much for them there. Keep the Metallic safe, but I do believe the Loyal Guards are just taking shots for free right now. They've caught another short sword. Another short sword may have to go down. I mean, yes, the short sword does go down. Now we got the fight at the backside. Just getting bombed to pieces. Too bad they don't have a longsword. Normally you can negate most of a musket's damage by just healing up your own units. They're just going to suffer a lot of damage, but this is good. Keep them here at B. I would just rush straight to C. How many people you got on this side? Look like 5 at the very least. 6, 7. There's 7 guys here, surprisingly. Don't need to go in force. Just go straight for C. Game, what are you doing? Does look like Halberdiers are coming up on these Palace Guards, but the Palace Guards should beat them out. Game either getting stuck or being indecisive. Oof, most of them going up the stairs finally. Game actually deciding to send their troops down. Here comes some more Imperial Pike Guards for Game. Getting stalled on the stairs on the right-hand side. They might get flanked. Game could just force their way through. There's not actually that much on the stairs. And Metallic look fairly undefended. Just go straight for the supply point. Strength in numbers. Good strategy, Games. We're going straight for the supply point here. A lot of Alp Halberdiers being deployed. These Metallic are going down. We got some Alpha spawns up here on the supply point. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to do much, though. Completely outnumbered. Bar really needs to set up a defense really fast. Otherwise, they're going to get overrun at C with the supply point already taken. B is an easy cap. Even though there's only 3 minutes to go, I highly doubt the two short swords here at the B point can hold B. Royal Janissary is being deployed. Expert in close combat. These guys got two abilities, one with massive block break and one that does tons of damage. Another sacrifice here. Bar sending out the units to delay game at B. But with the supply point taken, Bar will really need to decide where to hold. Because a hold at C would come down to massive attrition. We've got 300 units less coming out for Bar. Bar definitely not going to do well in an attrition match. 5 minutes to go. I don't see very much advantage for Bar right now. Besides the overwatch from Metallators. Metallators will get some good shots in. But I think no kills. Again, cratering with that accuracy. The C point gets capped easily here. 8 minutes right now for game. Massive pickups. The forward defense from Bar didn't work out too well for them. .300 units left. If it comes down to just attrition, game has the absolute advantage. Almost 50% more units, in fact. And considering we're nearing the critical mark being around about 450, Bar is definitely not looking good in terms of exchanges and probably unit quality. Very surprising. Bar deciding to actually hold the wall here. Here comes an instant treb the moment these guys popped up. Let's see if they can hold the position long enough for the treb to actually land. I think we got one good shot, 2 misses. That's 4 misses now. I mean, oh, damn. The correlation on the wall definitely blocking most of the shots there. Alpha is getting flanked by berserkers. Does look like this the spawn spawn from game is going to do a one last hurrah. Does fall to his death though. Tries to get out. Interesting choice for game to choose a mortaring. I guess they don't want to take any chances here. These muskets on the wall and shortbow doing some work, destroying those mortars. Another climb, good climb. Send up the heroes' first units immediately. Now we're getting this right-hand side wall does seem to be taken, just with some pike militia, in fact. Loyal guards, probably the last of the strong units from game. Not to mention some more berserkers, actually. Oof. And these Royal Janissaries are taking a beating. hyper density on the Loyal Guard is definitely not going to be good. I actually should have waited for the Loyal Guards to kind of spread themselves out more. It's not good. Definitely not good on stairs. Maul doing its work with an anti-shield hero. One of the best in the game for taking out shield units. Whoa, how did these guys get surrounded? Actually, no, take that back. I actually know how they got surrounded. These Imperial Pikes actually just coming out through the front gate. Winged Hussars strangely trying to get into the mix here. I would keep these Winged Hussars away from stairs as much as possible. Mainline push for game here, down the center. Using the last remaining of the siege weapons. Doing works, in fact. Gaining an additional... Oh, probably not. Probably only 50 extra kills. Close range Metallators are going to start smacking this Loyal Guard at the front. That's holding them back. We'll go down fairly soon. Game could continue to keep creeping up. They just need to take out this Loyal Guard on the right here. And they're going to secure the base point. What we have here in the back, we have some Tundra humans coming in for Bar. Strangely enough, didn't take that left turn straight into the back. Maybe wanted to grab the Metallosaurs on the right? Nah. Little bit of a messy fight right now, but not to be too unexpected. Winged Hussars coming in from the left-hand side and from the front. Gonna clean up the rest of the Nafan Guards and Loyal Guards. Nafan Guards would be devastating, but does look like the front line is just not there. 5 heroes dead. We just got a mass of troops just coming in, but Winged Hussars are just going to run them down. Quarter Rusher is definitely not doing their work. They really need to just keep stabbing. But the sheer mass of units right now coming out from game, definitely gonna probably secure the base point at this rate. Cratering to just 8 heroes, Bar next to none in terms of units. 5 heroes are left alive. Base point as less than 5 seconds to cap. Bar definitely trying to their best. Wow, this short sword not dying. Finally goes down, in fact. And that is the first game of today. Bar versus game versus Bar on Valley Fortress. Bar losing their defense, game winning their attack. Next match we'll get to see who we'll get to see Bar attack next game. If game wins the defense, it'll be a 2-0. But from what we've seen, both teams do seem to be fairly evenly matched. Fairly evenly matched? Dum ba dum. Dum ba dum. Good morning, cricket. Da-da. Unfortunately, I don't have some halftime entertainment for you. Da-da-da. Wow, both teams choosing Valley Fortress. This time we get to see Bar attacking Valley Fortress. Game is going to be defending. Let's see if Game chooses a similar approach to defending Valley Fortress as Bar, but I highly doubt after the performance of Bar that they're going to defend similarly. Definitely still sticking with the Winged Hussars. Great picks for particularly the sea circumstance. You can really suppress one of the main stairs, well, the south stairs with Winged Hussars just charging right down. Even Imperial Pikes will fail to stop them all. Bar throwing in quite a few Berserkers, actually. I probably didn't pick this up the last time. How many Sergeants being chosen? Very interesting. How many Sergeants are one of the few units that has stun on brace in the veterancy lines. Some more Winged Hussars than before. We got 7 Winged Hussars being deployed. This is definitely going to be a hard match for Bar. Some of the stronger Tier 5 units are more difficult to deal with without a strong front line. Quite a few muskets, in fact, on both sides. But we're both choosing to run around about 6 short swords. Short swords being extremely popular. Ironside definitely not one of the Ironside being one of the more broken abilities. Talator is shooting. Where are they shooting? Probably a bit low though. Needs to get a little bit closer. Heroes do seem to be hanging around the wall, just using the natural spawns right now for the artilleries. Good block, just in case for a sally out. Sally outs can be extraordinarily devastating, but these teams are definitely on the ball, guarding that front gate. Sally outs only come from one direction. Here comes some harassment from a musket player from games. Do run the risk of muskets just pelting your guys as you're extremely close to the wall. Bar definitely taking a look-see, just looking at the heroes for now, getting the ladders kicked off. It wouldn't be too wise to use the ladders in this circumstance, mainly because you can get these siege towers up fairly easily nowadays with the increased health. These siege towers about to get up. All three getting up almost simultaneously. Definitely the left and the middle one getting up fairly easily. Main gate also getting broken down. Now they just need to get through the secondary gate. If Mari is looking, they could have probably dropped the fire pot on the units that just rushed forward just now. Although they are just surf units. Kills are kills. Every if your enemy had less units, it's always good for you. Double Forte setup. This looks like going to be a forward defense. Down goes Yuk. I'm going to say Yuk. Suyuk. First kill of the game. Going to game here. This second match is off to a slow start right now. Bar not committing to an attack just yet. Doing a little bit more poking. I do think they could have gotten the range up closer. Here comes the Alp Halberdiers just setting up onto this point. Bar not doing anything to defend the A point. I wouldn't be surprised if they would have done a... Oof. Their decision right now to stay around the front gate is probably not a good one, mainly because there's nothing to fear from the front gate right now. If they had anyone on the wall, they'd realize that no one's outside. Everyone's up on the wall right now. Looks like a massive fight's going on at the stairs. But Oda is alone in holding off a tidal wave of units. Grotho's first one to break through. Imperial Pikes are moving up. Does catch some guys on the backside, but Nathan Guards and just the quantity of units are definitely going to clean them up real easily. Ugh, game is is completely surrounded. Scooby-Doo just running right past. Losing a Fort Ratio like that is devastating. Winged Stars coming in from behind. This could be a massive charge. Oof, getting stopped halfway. Nathan Guards also blocking. Nice block. Does not look like an effective Winged Star charge. Again, forward defenses on Valley Fortress not working out too well. Two terrible exchanges right now with sacrifice of a Winged Star and a Fort Brasho. Great shots. Here comes the Metallitor fire from both sides, but close range Metallitors are going to win out. Also, the Nathan Guards in the mix. Push forward, push hard. Some guys coming in through the side here. They just need to get past this Palace Guards and it's straight into the Fort of Ratio. Honestly, there's nothing for these Royal Janissaries to fear. The Fort of Ratios are looking in the definitely wrong direction. Finally, the Shield Maidens charge in. They should have done that earlier, although although that's just my opinion. The breakdown of the supply and defense is turning out for the worst, although a couple of them were actually just Pike Militia. A low Treb, not good. Gonna be a complete mess. Dragonades are still safe. Massive full retreat. Good decision, game. About time. You want the absolute advantage, and you get an absolute advantage here at Sea Point. Sea Point's definitely the place you want to be, or the place you want to hard defend. Even if you lose the Sea Point, hard defending this second level is basically the easiest thing you can do. Only two ways up. You got the west side stairs and the south side stairs. The south side stairs lead directly towards the supply point, and they have a whole heap of winged stars ready to run them down. I'm not gonna be surprised if Bar just chooses not to go through this point. In fact, we're already seeing a couple of guys going through, probably some leftovers. The exchange is turning out for the worst for Bar, but it looks mostly even in the exchange. The Trebs haven't been too effective so far. Mostly misses, in fact. Another catch by Game. Game definitely doing very well in finishing off these heroes. Escanor-sama definitely really needs to move those Fortebraccios. I think he was just trying to catch some Winged Hussar charges, but he's just copping Mortar Fire instead. Oh, nice shot. Directly right onto that mortar, taking it out instantly. Heroes have nothing to fear right now. Game definitely want to take those mortars out. They're here at the supply point. Definitely taking shots for free is not the best thing. Not the best thing. But sometimes you gotta stick around. Make sure you suppress an area. Positioning is key when all things said and done. If you're forced to move away, it could be a few seconds that you're away from the battle point. Very strange that they're not using the West Side Stairs. West Side Stairs definitely a good option. Well, I mean, your only option. West side stairs and south side stairs, only way to get up towards the sea point in a timely manner. A climb would be inefficient, mainly because the defenders can easily slaughter anything that comes up. Does look like one of the players from Bar has disconnected. Hopefully he returns soon. Moving on to just over 7 minutes right now. Bar just deciding to mortaring the enemy. Not sure how well that's going to go. No pressure on the point, so oof. SL from Bar does look like to get it kicked off the ladder in a second. Probably only have 2 Falconettis left. Not having one Falconetti on the supply point is actually really fascinating because you have one Falconetti on the supply point shooting down on the south side stairs, and then you actually move the Metallators that's on the base supply point to the wall right of the let's say west side gate towards the towards the base point, and you can shoot directly down into the west side stairs. Valley Fortress definitely has a couple of good hard points. Suppressing both the stairs could be fairly easily for the easy for the defenders. The attackers are definitely going to struggle here. I think Bar really needs to step up their game here. Both sides doing very well at, well, I mean, I say both sides. Both sides are mortaring each other. Wow, that mortar almost just friendly fired. Not the best thing to do. Here comes a push on the left side stairs. Massive switcheroo. Good decision. This one's harder to charge through, but it's not impossible to charge the guys that come up the stairs either. Those winged assaults can definitely swing around. These tents are just going to block most of the shots, but maybe one shot will go. Massive hit. Most of those loyal guards going down in an instant. More than half of that loyal guards getting squashed. Probably taking damage early on. These fire pots actually killing quite a few. Good hit, good hit. Game definitely not losing out, even after taking that massive treb. But going to be surrounded in a second. These Metallators are danger close. Heroes going for them right now. Getting smacked with a black powder bomb is not the best thing. Left and right being suppressed. Here comes some Tundra humans. Tight corner around, but they will get in. Tundra humans getting slaughtered, in fact, right onto the pike head of a loyal guard. Winning out massive. Bar is secured the position up here on creating more and more space. Eating a Wingasar charge on the right though, but ooh, that Wingasar charge just going straight through. Not good for Bar. Bar might actually get cleaned up here. No way to deal with the whoa. No way to deal with the Fortebraccios on this sea point right now. Fortebraccio actually getting cleaved in half from behind by a glaive. These Eincap swordsmen will actually murder the remainder of the Fortebraccio. Well done, that glaive. Unfortunately, the glaive did go down. Massive exchange for Bar. Bar now losing out at 100 plus units. They definitely need to lift the bar here. Struggling, struggling. Game definitely bringing A here. This C point definitely is a good game. Definitely bringing a lot to the table, holding the C point fairly well. Not just fairly well. I think those exchanges have worked out extremely well for them. This might be an emergency response. This will be the final push with less than 2.5 minutes to go. Finally, using the rest, game using the rest of their artillery. In fact, another catch by a mole here. Bar definitely need to stop getting caught by these moles. One of the most annoying things about the west side stairs is that you're susceptible from flanking. One of the only issues you will face when going through the well, not the only issues. There's a lot of issues you come across. Again, it really defending the C point really matters about how the defenders, whether or not the defenders commit. Here comes a final push. Winged Hussars are going to definitely swing around. Probably should have waited a little bit longer, but does get through, actually. Good charge, good charge. Halfway down that stairs, even with the sacrifice of those Winged Hussars, but it's still a massive hit. Winged Hussars coming out from Bar. Probably a bait and switch there. That would have been massive if that worked out well. Exchanges of cavalry going both ways right now. Trapping their own Winged Hussars after the Winged Hussars had cleaned up most of the units. In fact, sheer brute force right now. Just the remainder of whatever thrown onto this point. 100 humans are going to clean up these loyal guards really fast, though. Whether or not these heroes are going to survive, cratering to 7. Half of their heroes dead. 10 of their heroes dead. 2/3 right now. I think this longsword's about to go down as well. Longsword fighting tooth and nail to stay on the point, but does run away in the end. Congratulations, game, holding their attack. I mean, winning their defense and winning their attack. I do believe that is it from Bar. For the last few seconds, we're going to see a sally out from games, finishing off the remaining heroes. Just 2 left. 1 left. Escanor-sama, can you escape? He does. But congratulations to game. They move up to the top 8 of the SA server. Moving on to stage... they will move on to stage 2. Alright, let's see what they say about the next one. The next match might not be happening. Come on, what's the official word? Surprisingly, we might actually get a match between HAKA and AAA. HKA? HAKA? Hmm. Keep a consistent team names. I'm just watching the developer stream right now. Unfortunately, I have to raise it to like 100%. HAKA and TripleA. Oh no, their official name is TripleA, and they put AAA. Wow, from the developer stream, HAKA and AAA both choosing Constantinopolis to attack. These two berserkers, cause I throw a grenade right when they are in range, and they just kind of get stunned until they die. Alright, I'm gonna just quickly see if I can actually increase my bit rate for you guys. Give me a second. Alright, let's hope that holds. I did try to increase it as much as I can. Let's hope that holds. Whoa! Where did this come from? I've never... Wow, I didn't even realize this, like, sound happened before. Alright, let's have a look. We've got some Northernlands cavalry coming up from HAKA. TripleA, double Nathan guards. Lots of infantry. Only 100 human. Be very interesting how this works out. Alright, boys. We're going for TripleA or HAKA. First time I'm seeing these teams, probably. I'm pretty sure this is the first time I'm hearing these teams. Wow, we're getting the sound in-game loud and clear, which is good. Now we're in the loading screen. Surprisingly, a lot of long swords coming out for HAKA. Tons of short swords for AAA. AAA going with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 short swords. Not surprising, the number of short swords, but surprising to see long swords in the mix. 4, in fact. That's almost a third of the team being long swords. HAKA's got quite a few halberdiers out. Mostly Alp halberdiers. These Alp halberdiers are great on the charge and do have the Pierce Thrustback. Great ability to slow and do massive damage. Basically, Pierce Thrustback just lets them do 2 attacks as 1. But it does delay. There is an animation delay for their next attack. Mainly because the attack timers don't end until the attack finishes. So attacks that take longer to execute means that their attack speed is slower by default. That's why Expedition Knights and Loyal Guards have a really good attack timer, mainly because they just mainly do stabs. Stabs are fast. Otherwise, you can always abuse the canceling the attack animation. Abandoning the battering ram as it makes it towards the front gate. Very strange. I've never seen a push up the wall on Constantinople before. AAA deciding to send some loyal guards up here. Arthur, go. Massive push up on the wall. Both siege towers being up. HAKA just letting AAA take the wall, but I think that's... par for the course right now. Defending the wall means getting trebbed when you're inside the city. Massive retreat, I think. HAKA just letting TripleA get B. Not unheard of, though. Oof. What's the decision here, boys? Just let them have the outer ring? Yep, they're calling it. Massive retreat from the supply point. They are falling back. Little by little, a lot of ground is gained. Definitely going to make up most of the time here at the C point. Some good mortar spots, in fact, on top of this tower here. Can they get a clean shot directly into that supply point is my question. Oof. Probably not. Does look like that little house, well, that overpass is going to block some of the shots. Oh, I'm not sure what those Alphabetians engaged on, but they did lose out pretty hard there. Expedition Knights, in fact, I believe those were. Good to see some Imperial Spear Guard in the mix, but Loyal Guard and Imperial Spear Guard is going to take forever to beat through. Wow, I am having that on a very loud sound. Let's just nerf that sound just a titch. Close range Metallitor is actually devastating the attacking team. TripleA can't break through that shield line. They'll need some kind of anti-shield unit, some Metallitors or some Nafran guards of their own. HAKA actually pushing down onto TripleA here. TripleA also pushing up on the right-hand side. Just getting stalled by Pike Militia as they get pushed out on the left side. I don't know why they're just letting these Imperial Spear Guard just tank shots for free. Don't really need to be engaged. Could just let the Metallitors fire all day long. You got a supply point right behind you, so... Some Javelin Sergeants, in fact. They still got quite a big force here on the left-hand side. Probably just 2 heroes. It's still significant. If it was just 1, probably not big enough. But 2, I think you can do a lot when you got at least 1 extra person. Kind of smart right now. They just have some regular old Rattan Rangers and Pike Militia taking the majority of these mortar shots. If this musket was could probably see the mortar, probably didn't spot it just yet, he would just bomb it. Take that mortar out. Or probably it's a badly placed mortar in the first place. The only thing you have to watch out for when you run around with Rattans is that if you do get hit with a mortar, you take significantly more damage. Whoa, what did I miss? Left-hand side just got pushed in through. Actually, grabbing the supply point. I must have missed a lot while I was just looking away. I'm here to commentate the tournament. Why am I looking away? C point getting um absolutely dominated here by TripleA. TripleA doing a great job, left and right. The left getting that left side supply point. Another Metallic shot. That volley didn't seem to have killed anyone, but there is Imperial Pike Guard definitely looking worse for wears. Not looking good for the defenders. We got the defenders at almost 400 unit deficit. We've seen holds. Well, I've seen holds on this section of the wall here before. Without the wall break not being down just yet, though. Could be a while. Interesting approach, though. They might not actually want to destroy the wall break, going right across. Talator is shooting downwards. Another missed Treb. Actually, AAA haven't used very many Trebs this match. They've kind of just been barreling through for free. Massive Imperial Pike Marches coming out from HAKA. Imperial Pike March trying to just force their way through. It's a narrow, it's a narrow passageway for the attacking team. This could be a good Treb. First one lands directly onto the grave shot in the back, destroying it. Good shots, good shots. That Treb definitely doing works for HAKA. HAKA grabbing in more and more kills right now, although they are running low. The Metallitor is getting shot out. Very unfortunate. One by one, that longbow definitely doing work. First time I've seen a Hwacha be deployed. Hwachas are fascinating, mainly because they do quite a bit of damage. Different from grape shots, whose attack is unblockable. You can actually block Hwacha shots. Shields are great at countering Hwachas, but Hwachas overall, well, actually, I'm not sure if Hwachas do more damage or grape shots. I think grape shots have more damage. I think Hwachas just has the advantage of just having additional range. Definitely just shooting to just right in there. Constant stream of fire. Seen some cannons before. Cannons are great for direct shots. The defending team doing well, considering that they're pretty low on their troops. But only about 300, in fact. They did get a big win on the wall push. Surprise, surprise, that this wall break's still not down. Not choosing to destroy it is probably a bad move. Whoa, maybe I spoke too soon. There was a shot just now. I think they might be planning. I think AAA might be planning to destroy it. Yep, definitely. Although they chose the worst weapon to destroy it with. Mortar's awful at destroying walls ever since they nerfed the core damage. Realistically, you only use it for their AoE. 4 meters of explosion damage, doing up to 1,500 damage. Get a couple of decent shots in. Oh well, I'd say 1.5, but direct shots. I think direct shots counts for 1.5. I'm not sure if that's radius or in diameters. Um, but definitely hurts. Definitely hurts. Twice the amount of damage, about 3,000. Getting hit by 2 of them already craters your unit to half health. 2 more will kill them all. Shields and pikes definitely taking shots right now. Doesn't want to go in just yet. Got some close range NAM cannons shooting directly at these condottieri, man. What is wrong with me? I know what unit it is. Just blanking on the name. We got some Metallitor firing directly at this passageway. You got 2 avenues to go through. One, the left side and the right side, both going through. You gotta strike hard, strike fast. You got 2 Metallitors, one on the right-hand side, one on the left-hand side. Expedition Knights leading the charge. You gotta get up those stairs and stop those Metallitors from firing. Every time those Metallitors fire, someone's gonna die. These things hurt. You can't block the shots. There's basically nothing left. A massive retreat. Winged Hussar coming through! Winged Hussar's doing a massive work right now. They're eating it, though, from the slow. Definitely bought the Winged Hussar definitely bought them some time. Unfortunately, it didn't get as many kills as I thought it would. Mainly because the slow did cancel out the charge, and I do believe the hero actually canceled the charge as when they got slowed. Better off just letting them charge until the end of the duration, especially when it's a suicide like that. 470 units for the defenders, 680 units for the attackers. The attackers definitely got the unit advantage, but has been shrinking. The defenders are no slouches. HKX. Not HKX. HAKA catching one of TripleA's heroes. Not sure what he was doing so forward. Lucan, good job taking out that mortar. Again, every artillery kill is important. Means less bombardment for your team to take. Although these mortars are getting extraordinarily close, this Fort of Russia takes a hit. Fort of Russia actually pulls right off. It's not good. This left-hand side approach being unguarded. South side looks to be moving up now. We still have some ranged units available. Ranged units can be very effective, but good shield units will block ranged units completely. Pike Militia at the left-hand side. Royal Janissaries still in play. Royal Janissaries can do a lot of work, but they can easily be suppressed by a Imperial Pike Walk. The engagement has begun. The narrow passageways will definitely hinder the team with more units, but you can force your units through. Here comes some Halberdiers straight to the point. Some Halberdier Sergeants, in fact, getting in the mix. Halberdier Sergeants will lose to Halberdiers in a melee, only because Halberdier Sergeants have shit for all damage. And they have, like, pretty bad like, armor and health stats. Narfan guards being deployed at the very end. We've got quite a few high tier units being deployed at the very end of the thing. Massive win here for HAKA. HAKA holding strong, pulling back that unit deficit by a mile here. That left-hand side, that south side approach, definitely not doing too well. Nafan guards, two Nafan guards, in fact. That Nafan guard on the left-hand side, we didn't even get to see it, and it just massively destroying the left-hand side, but the south side has finally broken through. They're going to rush the remainder. Definitely cannot recover right now. Haka needs to get units onto this point, otherwise they risk it being overwhelmed. Some condottieri finally reaching here, but TripleA is going to throw out some grape shots. They still have some artilleries left and some Namcans. Namcans will definitely wear down anything, no matter how tanky they are. Oh, I totally forgot. They actually have Northernlands Cavalry, although Northernlands Cavalry coming in at the end is not going to do very much. Northernlands Cavalry getting nerfed just before the AP tournament begun. But they are still tanky little buggers. They will force their way through. Some Royal Janissaries still in play. I do believe the strength of the unit quality here, their reserve, playing this very well. Haka is going to pull this back with just sheer quality of units, actually almost winning out in unit numbers. I do believe they have advantage right now. That Namcan needs to be taken out, otherwise it's just going to wear down everything. Longswords definitely doing work with the heals. Keep the heals up, Longswords. You're my favorite class as it is. Big Treb onto the base point. Some mostly misses, actually. Only one good shot. Finally, the Namcan's getting overwhelmed. The defenders are going to push the attackers right out. Not enough units for the defenders. I think it's just quality of units now turning into unit numbers, where it just village watchmen now. Pike militia getting finished off. I think this Imperial Pike might have a walk soon, in fact. It's been over a minute since they've been in play. Royal Janissaries. Yes, they do walk, but it's a walk on heroes. Very ineffective. May as well just have them in attack mode. What happened to my Royal Janissaries? I hope they're still around. I love Royal Janissaries. It's a bit chaotic right now, but it does look like the heroes are just eating the abilities from TripleA. TripleA not going to get this attack by any means. Definitely not enough attack power. They're not going to finish off this Loyal Guard. They're not going to finish off the 15 heroes that are all on this point. Cratering to half. 8 heroes down for TripleA. TripleA, unfortunately, does not get this attack. Well done, HAKA. HAKA holding strong. Amazingly well done, this base point. Although you did lose out on... You had a massive unit deficit to grab back. Excellent work at pulling it back. Just like what I want to see. A reversal at the very end. Congratulations, both teams. That was amazingly done. Both teams doing very well for themselves. Unfortunately, I didn't get to commentate on the C push. I was basically distracted with something when I shouldn't have been. Next, we'll get to see HAKA attack Constantinopolis. TripleA definitely probably feeling the hurt after losing the base attack. HAKA definitely holding some reserves. Definitely some high tier units coming out at the end, carrying the day. I'm very impressed. Having a chat on the Conqueror's Blade Discord about berserkers. Actually hating berserkers mainly because it's just super broken OP. It's more of a pub stomper unit. It's more of a pub stomper unit. You can easily deal with it if you got the know-how and you're prepared for it. But a berserker rush definitely is gonna wreck your day. I'm surprised that I haven't seen a team in the tournament pull off a berserker rush or have chosen to do a berserker rush. But traditionally, teams have definitely been using berserkers in the circumstances that you're supposed to be using them, and that's mainly as a elite filler unit. So what you do um, is that if it's you mainly have your main line, and then you have the berserkers on the side, winning out on certain sections of the fight instead of winning the fight outright. So efficiency-wise, berserkers are very difficult to handle in a massive brawl. And this is where berserkers shine, is when people cannot focus down things. But in a tournament setting, you got an entire team ready to focus on one thing, and if that one thing is the berserkers, they can easily go down. But in regular sieges, pub matches, you're never gonna get a circumstance where, well, it's not that you're never gonna get a circumstance. It's very much more difficult in order to get a team rolling around to deal with berserkers. attack on Conqueror. I'm still surprised to see a couple of Northernlands Cavalry. Northernlands Cavalry again, not feeling the unit anymore. Ever since they've cratered the um, attack, the hit limit for Valor to 1, and Landslide itself not as effective as you'd want it to be. It's still a hard hitting ability. Definitely can devastate entire squads, but it doesn't make up for the lack of damage that Valor supplied it, and it doesn't supply the amount of damage that Valor did at the speed it did. Well, not the speed, but like the versatility of Valor, because Valor was basically like in a alternative attack mode. Well, while Landslide is just a one-off hit, and their charge is just awful. The only good thing about their charge is their instant shot. Still going with the longswords. Definitely love to see that. We actually have 2 longswords coming out for TripleA. TripleA actually not changing too many of their troops, but we're seeing a couple more short swords out from HAKA. Whoa, where have you sent us, cameraman? Sent us to oblivion. Wow, that is impressive. Or did I spoke too soon? Never mind. I spoke too soon. I thought 3 weapons went down in an instant. But it looks like it's still going to be a little bit slow. Well, I say a little bit slow. I mean, the fastest I've ever seen the beginning siege weapons go down is probably within a minute. But maybe that was before they changed some of the, how to say, artillery variants. Changed the artillery variants, making it harder to hit stuff sometimes. That Scorpion needs to go before you start losing some more surf units. Not really much of a point bringing out the surf units unless you really want these siege towers up. Mainly because Metalla Lordies are one of the only units that have a special, well, a special ability which increases the defense. Well, more to say, it reduces the damage taken to siege towers by 10%. So it gives it 10% damage resistance, in fact. Both the siege towers up, main gate down. We got a formation here at the main gate. You could just treb that. Although half the trebs will get blocked by the main gate. Instead, they're going for a good old mortar. These are purple mortars, in fact. 2 good shots will definitely kill something. If that mortar brusher doesn't move, I do believe another mortar's going to go in. Oh, catching the back end. It does look like they all survived. Very lucky. And my nose is tingling again. I thought I already... Well, Da, 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 da. Ah, they cut off the sound. Oh well. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Strange Treb. Normally, the first level is not really the best place to treb, especially on the B side. B side just almost untrebbable in the alleyways. Scouting out the area. Doesn't look like any much resistance just yet. We just got some heroes going to fight for B right now. Who is the first going? Whoa, Nafan God's being too close here. Just a squad of 3 actually. Looks like they a couple of them did get taken out. Finally, here we go. A couple of the units are charging in. Full massive retreat all the way back to C. But this Imperial Pike did get caught. Not fast enough indeed. Imperial Pike doing a desperate advance in the end. Let's see if it gets any kills. Does get a couple of kills, in fact. But it's going to fall easy. HAKA should halt their approach right now because only one unit down doesn't mean the defenders are weak. The massive retreat does mean that they have strength in spade and they are ready. Fortebrasher is definitely on both sides. We've got a full contingent on the left-hand side. HAKA is poking their heads over. Imperial Pike March coming through. Grape Shot just annihilated someone. Good setup of Expedition Knights and Nafan Guards and some Loyal Guards and Nafan Guards with Expedition Knights in the mix. Definitely not a good morning, Almus. How are you doing this day? Right now, we're watching the second match of the day. Well, second match of the morning. This is the SA tournament. The SA tournament is... you probably missed out on the first match between... And it just happened, and I've already forgotten. Game versus Bar. Game won 2-0 against Bar. Right now, we're watching the second match of HAKA versus TripleA. TripleA actually losing their attack, HAKA winning the defense. So HAKA's 1 up. If they win this attack, they win it 2-0. Otherwise, if TripleA holds the defense, they will send it to a tiebreaker field battle. Some heavy mortaring coming out from HAKA. Kind of moving around. Dodging a couple, but does look like a double shot here. Looks like a couple of them going down. This Expedition Knight hasn't actually moved, and it hasn't got hit yet, but now it does. Just as I was speaking. Down goes those mortars. Definitely should get those muskets up there, shooting down those mortars. Left-hand side has been completely abandoned by HAKA. HAKA not trying to attack it anymore. These Namkans, just shooting directly in. Does look like they're just getting shot back. That spear kick, I believe. Killing just 3 of them instantly. Or, in fact, I believe they've deployed their tertials. AAA. May as well just let the Namkans continue shooting. You've only got like 6 left. Better switch out to a different unit. Wall break went down at some time. Did miss where it went down. Whoa, when did those Rattan Rangers get in there? Imperial Pike March walking down those... Are those just halberdier sergeants, and for the rushers, but that unfortunately. Whoa! Where did they come from? Coming right around. Fascinating push from HAKA, actually. They actually went through the wall break and came up behind them, but Expedition Knights absolutely dominating the field right now. HAKA gets pushed off easily, in fact, cratering to 850 units, meaning 200 unit deficit for HAKA. I don't know what they're going to be able. I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do with this deficit. Whoa. Arthur Go being very ballsy, trying to finish off that short sword. Unfortunately, unsuccessful. I do believe AAA's got the advantage. Every time you see that the defenders has more units, you're normally in for a strong defense. Attack is not going to have the ability to just win out in attrition. Defender's always better at attrition. These Expedition Knights, what are you doing at the back here? Expedition Knights do finally goes well, the hero controlling the Expedition Knights finally goes down. Expedition Knights getting caught out of position. These are valuable units. What a waste. Muskets still throwing out their bombs. Unfortunately, that caltrop catches on that wooden. Namcans being in an aggressive position, but there does get instantly mortared. I think a couple went down, not too many. Does seem to be at least at half capacity. Nice nice scenery of just random bombardments. Royal Janissary is going to lead the way on the wall break. Oh, take that back. Running around very strangely. They're coming through the wall break right now. They're going to finish off this guy on the left-hand side. Rule them? Whoa! An aggressive push by these Pike Militia. I mean, not Pike Militia. Imperial Pikes. Why did they pull out? They should have kept going. They know the enemy's on their backside, grabbing the supply point behind them. This poises HAKA in a good position, instantly getting C, then instantly going to base. But with access to the supply point on the left, TripleA will still have the ability to defend the C point at the very least. But 4 heroes trapped on the other side of a barricade could mean that reinforcements to this C point will be very hard. That's only if the barricade stands right now. Right now, we are heading into a stalemate almost. HAKA's just waiting in on some more of their guys to rock up. I think one of their guys are permadeath. Been sitting on 14 heroes for a while now. HAKA finally making the move. In through the front, in through the back. Gonna surround one unit of loyal guards here. Actually ignoring most of it. Bad move, bad move. Some Imperial Pikes in the back. Fast and strong. Let's go. We got plenty of ranged units in the back here, but their front line absolutely collapsing in an instant. These ranged units are easy picking, forcing their way through. We got Imperial Pikes just marching on them. This C point's a little bit difficult, but just the heroes remaining. They will go down. Down goes that short sword, long sword remaining. He's got to delay for time. 6 heroes down, 7 heroes down, 8 heroes down. Don't stand here on the C point. Go, go, go. Off they go towards the base point. This could be an easy rush. Already collecting up the supply point at the back. Heroes getting trapped on the south side stairs as well. Not going to be able to make their way through. Gate also open. You have superiority in numbers. Why did you pull off? HAKA pulls off their attack. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a rush. Probably losing out their best chance to finish off the match in quick order, but maybe the risk was too high. We are looking at a deficit of only 20 units. Many of their units probably wounded after the engagement at sea. HAKA setting up for another bombarding. Lots of artillery still available. We have 11 trebs. Does look like TripleA knows the treb spots, or spots to not get trebbed, but they don't. But they don't know how these mortars are going to hit them. Even though the trebs can't hit them, these mortars definitely can. They had big numbers. I mean, like, they cratered the defenders to half. But considering that the defenders would all spawn at once, I do believe that they pulled off the rush because the attack would be too much. What are you doing, HAKA? Get out! They actually have all 15. Unfortunately, Victoria's just died just now. I thought they had a permadeath, but apparently not. These mortars are not being hella accurate, but I guess shooting mortars is not the easiest thing in the world. Less ifs and more guarantees. Got 11 trebs. Unfortunately, AAA is not making it easy to treb them, and it's definitely not making it easy to bombard them either. Some guys moving around, especially the guys who get hit. But the good thing is that HAKA would definitely be an advantage because a lot of these units will be wounded. Not very many longswords on the field, so longswords are not healing them up. Oh, it is a little bit cold today. Ah. I'm just going to check something. Only 4 minutes 10 to go. We got HAKA presenting themselves with shield maidens at the front here. Surprisingly, a culverin being deployed. Cannon would have been better, or just a ballista guaranteeing the kills. They're coming out through the left-hand side. South-hand side also moving up. Left-hand side definitely going to eat it from a lot of abilities right now. Can they force their way through? Does look like Loyal Guards at the front from HAKA. Loyal Guards coming in for AAA. Not getting surrounded, actually. Only having to deal with the left-hand side. They did deal with the right-hand side fairly easily, in fact. Disadvantage for AAA right now. They're losing the defender's advantage really quickly. Not securing the flank, not even securing one of the battles. Getting finished off, those Loyal Guards are doing work. And those Royal Janissaries, love to see those Royal Janissaries around. You're gonna have to hold for more than 30 seconds at least for your reinforcements to arrive. Lots of Tundra humans, in fact. Imperial Pikes in the mix as well. Tundra humans getting beaten up by Northernlands Cavalry, though. Northernlands Cavalry going down in the end. Imperial Pike March also going off for HAKA. Condottieri's not using their shock attack when they're all spread out. Not the best thing to do. Unfortunately, the attackers are getting finally pushed out. Mass of Tundras exchanging very well indeed. Unit advantage is very slim, almost negligible, but with the heroes right now, a lot of them being dead. We've got 7 heroes from HAKA dead. Grape Shot being used at this left-hand side, not sallying out to finish off the heroes. 2 minutes to go. I think TripleA is going to secure the defense, but the last 2 minutes could give HAKA enough time to reorganize and refresh the attack. TripleA showing a stronger defense than their attack, but both teams are evenly matched. If I would say, winning some, losing some. Here comes the next attack. HAKA rushing in. They've got a minute and a half. They only have to deal with the right-hand side, not completely surrounded. At the front right now as well. They're going to try to force their way through. We got some Iron Cap Spearmen, actually, in fact. Pike Militia just forcing their way through. Some remainder Loyal Guards. Not very many, in fact, just in attack mode. Now, it is just going to come down to the heroes and some surf units. We've got some tertials on the left-hand side of the screen right now, shooting towards the pile. And it's all pikemen, except for that one Iron Cap Spearman. Winged Hussar coming out for HAKA, but doesn't seem to be extremely effective. Some Imperial Pikes finally rocking up. Does look like an absolute advantage for HAKA. But the heroes are not dying. We got a lot of short swords on the point now. They just got to hold out for 15 seconds at the very least, because a quarter of the point, so this will come down to just the heroes surviving. How well can HAKA finish off these heroes right now? It's going to be slow, and it's going to be slim. HAKA is not going to win the attack. No way! TripleA actually holds the defense. Even throwing the tertials at the end. Well done, TripleA, holding the defense. I didn't think they'd push out HAKA at during the first attack, but I didn't think TripleA was gonna hold it at the end there. The hero surviving. Short swords are great at surviving. Those iron sides coming in handy. Even though all of them are on the point, HAKA not doing very well at dealing damage. This is what happens when you've got mostly heavy armor classes. I mean, not heavy armor classes. Like, these are tank classes. You got the long swords, you got the short swords, but definitely Victorious really needed to pop off there in order to finish off those heroes. Oh yeah, no, they had more than just two short swords. The short swords were dying one at a time. Definitely the focus on one short sword at a time really bite them in the ass. TripleA holding the defense means that it comes down to a field battle. Definitely not at all. Short swords doing very well. I congratulate both HAKA and TripleA, both holding nasty defenses. You would be surprised at a Nodachi when it comes down to just a bunch of surf units, because a Nodachi heals a percentage of their damage. So the more damage they can dish out, the more they can heal. And considering that, oh wait, no, runes are not activated in this case, so you'd have to be pretty lucky with the Nodachi. Wait, I'm actually not sure. I wasn't even watching the Nodachi. Hey, you gotta fill out your leadership, man. If you got 30 leadership, bring the serfs. Don't not bring them. They might, again, like, when it comes down when it comes down to it, bring everything you got. Now we're just waiting on for the remaining field battle. It'll be approximately 3 minutes before it starts. Normally, the setup time is around 3 minutes. I'm excited to see who's better at cavalry, because field battle normally comes down to cavalry. Hey, not in the tournament. Serfs pushing the siege towers, unless they're Metallolords, pushing the siege towers should just be done by any old unit. Especially units that are particularly tanky. Because you might get a random longbow just shoot the serfs as they're pushing the siege towers, and that's really annoying. And in fact, if there's more than one range hero, they can easily suppress a siege tower, and that siege tower is not going anywhere if your serfs keep getting knocked off of it or killed. Whew. The Tundra humans coming out from AAA, carrying the day, I think. Sacrifice was definitely needed. Although the coordination was a little, well, the coordination was a little off, mainly because one side came in and then another side came in. Didn't really have both sides come in at once. But maybe they were just strapped for time. One side was ready, one side was not. Rushing at the end all together. Pushed out HAKA's initial attack. HAKA doing very well in their second attack, just cratering TripleA at the beginning. Half of their team gone, mostly just the non-tank heroes, but AAA holding on to dear life with the short sword Ironside, suppressing the heroes from killing them. In fact, I think I think the inability to kill each other with just short swords really bite both teams in the ass here. Considering that both, I mean, like, low kill counts. That's the main issue. push the siege towers with loyal guards, but your loyal guards get ballisted instantly. Crazy Skippy, stop trolling the man. It's a crying child. I'm surprised you can hear that. Normally I have sound suppress. Oh wait, no. It's not inbuilt. So you probably can't hear it. Whoopsie. Oh, it should have been released already. Finally, we have the last battle of the day. HAKA versus TripleA on a field battle, coming down to a side of 1-all. I said that in the wrong order. I meant to say it is 1-all, making it coming down to a field battle. This will be the tiebreaker. Who is better at cavalry, or will a infantry setup win the day? We'll have to see. Wow, infantry setup for HAKA. Couple of cavalry coming out for TripleA. Lots of pikemen though. Definitely expecting a lot of cavalry from both sides. Unfortunately, HAKA not coming out with that many cavalry, and TripleA might actually gonna bite the dust with the number of cavalry they're bringing out. But let's see how well these Pavis do. Again, Pavis not being the greatest when they don't have double shot, but the blunt ammo will definitely carry the day. It's not gonna. Ugh, definitely not going to. Definitely not going to be difficult for them to take out cavalry. But they are still susceptible to rushes, so if they get overwhelmed, they can easily get overwhelmed. Well, that's what overwhelmed mean. Whoa, duh. A rush towards the B point from both sides. Does look like TripleA gains the initial advantage. They got lots of cavalry there already. Salemshed's in the mix. Whoa, this Shield Maiden definitely getting caught out of position, but delays for time. This Longsword sacrificing his Shield Maidens to delay for time. Unfortunately, why are these Pavis in shield mode? They're not getting shot at, are they? 200 humans coming in through the side. Should actually just go right for these Pavis. These Pavis are... Oh. These Pavis could get charged in the back. Get surrounding guys. AAA definitely... Oh, coming in through the side. In fact, mostly gets blocked. They didn't actually die. But now getting overwhelmed. Get in close. Those Pavis and that pile of Imperial Pikes getting cleaned up so fast. HAKA losing out in the initial engagement does not look good. Morning to Liaf. Without double shot, Pavis are not that great. That's for sure. One by one, HAKA's throwing in their units. This is very bad. 100 humans going out of control, finishing off quite a few, and definitely damaging these Imperial Pikes. Also surprisingly using the Pike Militia so early on. Really need to go in strong here. The Northern Lands Cavalry will get killed around the corner there. HAKA building a grape shot. They want to surround this point, but where are the troops from HAKA? HAKA's definitely not looking strong here. TripleA is heavily embedded. 2 grape shots already on point. We've got a Hawacha also being built. And I do believe other engagements are not going well for them either. The Pavis have not worked out. 2 of them already gone down. Massive push from Imperial Pikes, one after the other. But will the reinforcements from TripleA come in? Unfortunately, Winged Hussars coming in at a bad angle, getting mostly stopped. Only one or few getting through. Finally, a counter-Imperial Pike March from the remaining troops at the B point, but being completely suppressed. We've got sheer numbers for HAKA forcing their way onto the B point. Again, the bad charges by the Winged Hussars. These 100 humans are just forcing their way through. Still not dying, though. Finally going down all of the cavalry, but the exchanges does look promising. TripleA want to hold the B point. Why? Just let it go. You haven't even capped anything yet. I mean, base point cap. The thing about base point cap is that you can lose these points as many times as you want. The whole point about field battle, or like the whole strategy about field battles, is beating out the enemy's unit. You want to exchange really well. You don't want to die, first of all. I mean, if your heroes die a lot, you're going to definitely feel the difference. Down goes that Jewel Blade, definitely going out. Both HAKA and TripleA definitely probably don't understand the strategy for field battle. You want to win it. But maybe it's because these teams are even that they're fighting over the points instead. It's not even a guarantee that you're going to win by holding these points. It could come down to the last 30 seconds. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure it only takes 20 seconds to cap these points if there's 3 heroes on it. I think it takes as long as, a minute if you're capping it by yourself. Low level game. Maybe. Lack of cavalry from HAKA's side is turning for the worse. TripleA is winning because they got the majority of the cavalry. Surprisingly, Hawachas are being deployed. Good choice. Hawachas are much better at in field battles, mainly because the usage of shields are lacking, to say. You never want to use a shield unit in a field battle. You're basically a sitting duck. Everyone wants to kill you. Whoa, Alphavia is going in for the B point. But getting instantly grape shot, it does look like the front section is going to die. Rear charged by Tundra humans, but Tundra humans mostly miss the main pile. Tundra humans coming on the backswing. doing a forceful, whoa, Tundra Humans coming out from AAA though. I think those Tundra Humans that use Snowwalker did lose out. Again, best not to use Snowwalker in cases where death is certain. These, again, I'm very confused whether or not these Hussars were charging because they instantly got stopped otherwise. The exchange there was pretty bad, but I don't know. HAKA definitely losing more and more troops as time goes on. I think a lot of their cavalry being killed is actually starting to show. We'll probably be cratering to just the low tier units in a minute. AAA, although has the unit advantage, we've probably got unit advantage only in serfs. They'll have to still finish off the remainder of some of the high tier stuff, and especially they're going to have a difficult time finishing off the Pavis as long as they're defended. Ranged units can be effective, but they need to be protected. Always runs the risk of being just rushed. Surprisingly, Luca coming in from the backside. Should be an easy win for AAA here, just finishing up some low tier units, I think. Ah, this is my stream. I'm streaming on Fire's one. Because Fire is too lazy to stream or is busy. AAA winning very easily here at the B point, but some of the major fights right now at the backside on the left side. Tundra Humans just dominating right now. Even though Imperial Pike March and a Pike Militia set up, there's one Tundra Human halfway finishes them off. Infantry now coming in. AAA is going to have an advantage in cavalry, but can the cavalry keep on moving in order to make up the advantage? More heroes by the looks of it for AAA on the B point. I'm not sure if they're winning, but definitely looks like more red than blue. Yep, getting the B point now. HAKA is definitely on the back foot. Massive losses, more than 300 units down now.
The enemy has lost their
Taking his dog for a manicure? No, maybe. AAA gotten back the B point with a minute and 40 seconds to go. I don't think, yeah, I actually don't think we're going to see another push from HAKA. HAKA's probably got nothing left. Nothing strong at the very least. So, I think I'm gonna call it here that AAA is gonna move on as the top 8 of top 8. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here. AAA is gonna come out as the top 8. But we might get to see HAKA make a desperate last play.
Veterans never die.
Less than 20 seconds to go. Does look like it's just gonna be a standstill. And that is it. HAKA versus TripleA. TripleA taking it 2-1, winning it in the field battle. Congratulations, and you are top 8 of South America. Very unfortunate for the confusion on the time and date. Otherwise, besides that, tomorrow we're gonna have 2 more battles deciding 2 more of the top 8 teams for SA. Well, yeah. So we have SUS. Who is SUS? I have no idea. Very okay. I have no idea. Well, we have SU. Oh no, SUS is Save Us. We have Save Us versus uh, Renegade. Save Us versus Renegade tomorrow as the first match. Tomorrow morning as the first match. We also have Imperium versus Loli. Who's Loli? Okay, so that is a completely different name. Huh. That's very confusing when you use names like these. That's absolutely boggling my mind. But yes. Otherwise, later tonight we still have the AP tournament semifinals. Uh, Semifinals? Yes, semifinals. Yeah, if I remember correctly, we have Crusaders versus Formerholt for the first match, and then we have Hot versus Wildfire. So please come on down, watch the battle then. It is in approximately 9 hours. Hope to see you then. That is all for right now. I will be streaming as much of the tournament as I can, but other than that, I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully, Fyro will be streaming during the AP tournament, and I'll be streaming on my own stream, so you can still watch Fyro because I co-commentate with him anyway, but if he's not, but I hope you guys can watch my stream as well when it is not tournament season. But I'll call it a day, and I hope everyone stays safe and has a good day. Goodbye.
They might begin with a charge.